this friend of mine told me that, do I know anything about the Library of Congress? I never heard of it. And he said the Hebraic section was just being started because of the Holocaust. And with your languages, English and Hebrew, you should go there. And I did. I was accepted almost immediately. They only took American-born citizens in the Library of Congress. I had really a top job. In 47, before the 29th, I was approached by someone at the mission, and he tells me that in the Library of Congress, on the 5th underground floor, very, very big, and I had no idea about these things. The Pentagon keeps all its maps, and there are 2 maps that are needed. If I can get them out, they will be photographed, and then I'll return them. I told him, I don't know if I can do it. And I was in a big conflict. And I decided after one night, a hell of a night, that I will do it. He gave me the numbers of the maps. I remember the first number, or both of them, was a 3. And they told me that Marines guard the entrance. I went down during my lunch hour, and there was no one. It was awfully clear where the 3 started. Now, how am I going to take it? I thought of that before, of course. And I went to art school at night. And if you know anything about arts, if you're working on something that you used to roll it and put it in a galil for painting. It's usually long with a big cover, and everyone knew I was studying at night school at the museum. I took the tube with me, of course, and I opened them, I rolled them, and took them back to the section, continued working as usual. The workers had a special entrance and exit, and there was a huge guy who was the guard, who used to check our cards when we entered, and I was a very friendly person. When he saw me coming out with my tube, he asked me, now you're continuing with night school, something like that, with your art? And I said, yes. He says, will you let me see some of your work? I said, I'd be glad to, but not now, I'm late. Something like that, that conversation I remember clearly. And I left and phoned the number I was given, and they took them. They told me it would take a day or so. When I thought about it later, now especially, they didn't have photocopy machines. They had to copy the whole thing. When I was given them back, the same thing happened. Now, if I were religious, I'd say it's Yad Adonai. Of course I would. I went, there was no one there. I went in, I folded it the way they were, put them where they were, and left. And now I know what it was. I mean, several years already. These were maps that the American top military, how they saw what's going to happen here militarily. The armies around us, where they're going to come from, how they're going, what ammunition they have. It was very big maps. It was extremely important to the military here to know what the Americans expected militarily or the way they saw it. That gave them a great deal of information. I had no idea of the value at the time or the meaning because I didn't know anything. I had a job, I did it, and that was it. No one knew about it, not my best friend or best friend, no one knew. It was a kind of compensation without knowing the meaning, but that I contributed something.